Welcome to Tea's Good Books Are Better. Fuck. Podcast where we talk about books and drink tea.
You got it backwards, but yeah.
Podcast where we drink tea and talk about books.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
Jessica.
And I'm Raven. Today, we are turning things around, as you saw from that intro. We're not actually turning anything around. It's going to be a very basic episode. So,
Basic.
But what's not basic is the content of this episode. Of these chapters, because we've got Tyrion's final chapter coming up.
Yeah.
And then I think Sam's final chapter. Yeah.
We're so close.
We are. Okay, this chapter that we gonna start with is gonna be bumping. So, why am I talking like this?
I don't know. You okay, son? Thought I was the tired one.
I have like, okay, maybe this is TMI, but I have an itch on my butt that's like not going away.
Like on butt cheek or in the crack?
On the cheek.
Okay.
It's like towards the crack, but it's the cheek.
Maybe you're sweaty.
I'm not sweaty. I'm always sweaty, but I'm not sweaty.
You're sweaty. There's moisture in there.
It's not in the crack. No, honestly, weirdly, I've been waking up with like bumps on me.
Oh. Take a look at the mattress.
Yeah, but you'd think Jake doesn't wake up with anything.
Oh,
so
maybe you're just extra delicious.
But they don't like linger. They'll last for like 12 hours maybe, and then they're gone. It's pretty weird. I'm finding them like little bumps like on my arm or on my legs or on my butt. And
that's weird.
Yeah, they're just like itchy, and then they just disappear, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why? And yeah, Jake has nothing, so we share a bed.
Does Jake have any theories?
I don't think so. He's just like, confused. Oh, that's weird. Yeah. Anyway, enough of that.
Tea.
Yeah, what are we drinking today?
I'm drinking, I think, my winter spice again. Apple cinnamon. I am set to finish it up.
I'm surprised it's not done yet. Drinking it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm drinking my decaf vanilla nut cream with oat milk.
Yum.
Delicious.
Sounds delicious.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Where do we leave off our characters?
I'll tell you. Tyrion demands trial by combat, but Oberyn's skull ends up being crushed by Sir Gregor, and Tyrion is sentenced to death.
Was that really the last time we saw Tyrion?
That was the last time we saw Tyrion, bro.
Like, even outside of his own chapter? It just feels so long ago.
I know. Like, so much has been happening.
Yeah.
I don't recall anything other than Tyrion being in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Tell you about Sam. Sam is fearful that Janos Slynt will be elected Lord Commander, but he is too fearful to suggest ways to win the men running against him. What? Just ways to win to the men. What the fuck did I write? Okay. He's too fearful to go to the men running against him and try to, like, I don't know, plot. What's the word? Plot.
I don't know what you're getting at.
I don't know what I'm getting at either.
To just, like, steal their vote. Sway them.
It's like a fancy word for plot. whatever, come up
Sabotage.
with ways to make sure that he does not get elected. Is my dumbed down way of saying.
Well, that was very convoluted, but we get it.
He's too fearful to go to the other men
I want
to
to know
prevent
what word you're trying
his
to.
rise. I don't know. Total brain fart.
Well, let's see. Thesaurus. What are you going for here? Not like sabotage or something?
Nah, it was scheme. That's my word.
Oh. I was gonna be like, conspire? That's a good one.
Yeah, conspire too. Either or.
Okay.
But to conspire with the other men to make sure he does not become the commander.
Janos Slynt.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Fuck him and the horse he rode in on.
Weird and sleazy.
Are you good?
No.
Sleazy. Really?
Sleazy. I tried saying skeezy and then I was like, nah, sleazy. Fuck. Alright, I'll start with Tyrion.
Oh, God. Yeah, let's get this over with.
Okay.
Chapter 77 is Tyrion.
There is a commotion at the door to the cell, and Tyrion thinks that it's time Tyrion thinks that it's time for his execution. But it is Jaime who enters, and it's the first time that Jaime has visited him. And I don't think Tyrion knew Jaime was there. So I guess all those times where we like wondered, it didn't happen.
Oh, didn't know he was where?
Tyrion didn't know Jaime was in King's Landing, I don't think. Or maybe he heard? No, I don't think he did.
Oh, I thought he did know. I feel like we've discussed this. I thought he did know because when he was like standing trial, wasn't he like looking around for him? But didn't recognize him?
I think that was Jaime's chapter where he noticed that Tyrion probably glanced past him but did not recognize him. Yeah, so this is the first time he's visited Tyrion.
Mm-hmm. So they haven't seen each other since like Jaime left King's Landing? Hold on.
No, not since they left Winterfell. I don't think.
Wait, what?
Book 1.
Wait, what?
I don't think they've seen each other since.
Wait. How and when did they split up again?
At Winterfell, Tyrion went to the Wall with everyone, with Benjen and Jon, and then Jaime went back to King's Landing, and they haven't seen each other since.
What the fuck? Wait, when did Jaime leave King's Landing?
I think when he was fighting Robb.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't have seen Tyrion at all. Holy shit, it's been ages.
They're like, no time long see.
Yeah. Wait, what? No time long see?
Did I say that?
You said no time long see, I think.
I hope I didn't.
If you did, that's hysterical. Or maybe that's just what I heard and you actually said it right. But this is we're broken today.
It's like every time we record, we're broken.
Yeah, we gotta stop recording so late. We should record like right when we get home from work. Except then I'm hungry.
Same. Like, I make dinner, you know?
Yeah.
Tyrion asks if Jaime is there to kill him, but Jaime is not, and tells him that Tyrion is to be beheaded on the morrow.
Mm-hmm.
Jaime is there to rescue him.
La gasp.
He leads Tyrion out to the corridor where the guards are all unconscious. Jaime tells him that Varys drugged them all with sleep wine. The plan is to get Tyrion through the sewers to the river, where a galley is waiting to take him to the free cities. Jaime advises him to take a new name, as Cersei will be sending men after him. For sure.
Okay, but I don't know if a new name is gonna help him. He's very conspicuous.
Yeah.
Very conspicuous.
Missing his face.
Yeah. Have
No
you
nose.
seen his body?
Dwarf.
Yeah.
Jaime goes down on one knee and he kisses Tyrion on both cheeks and says his debt is paid.
Dead.
Tyrion's like, what?
Oh,
But
I was Tyrion. Dead.
But Jaime says it's better if he does not know. Tyrion's like, fuck that. And
Mm-hmm.
he insists. And he gets nervous, though, that when he sees fear in Jaime's face. So Jaime confesses.
Hold on. Why?
Eh?
Okay.
Eh?
Jaime says my debt is paid and then doesn't want to explain what the fuck he's talking about. Why the fuck would he say that then?
Like, word vomit. Is that... Did
I
I say that? Is
word
that how
vomit?
it goes? Word vomit? Or is it mouth vomit?
No, I think it's mouth vomit, Jess? That would just be
Oh,
normal vomit.
that would. My god. Word vomit. uh.
Holy shit. Okay. Well, I would argue that I don't think it's word vomit.
Uh-huh.
Cuz that's just like
Does he
come
just
on.
want to confess?
I think he kind of wants to be forced into telling him. Especially since like he knows Tyrion is kind of leaving forever now.
Mm.
And it's kind of his last chance to come clean.
Then we're gonna see him again. Might as well.
Yeah. So
He won't have that guilt of seeing his brother anymore.
he thinks about it a lot. Like in Jaime's last few chapters, like
Mm-hmm.
he's thinking about this thing that he's done to Tyrion quite a bit. I've been trying to predict what it could possibly be, and now that I've read this chapter, I'm like, oh lol, I wasn't even close.
Right.
It's the mom!
Okay. Apparently, Tysha, Tyrion's first wife, was no whore.
Knew
It was a lie their father commanded him to tell. She was a crofter's daughter, and what they saw is what happened.
Wow.
Tyrion is stunned. Jaime says that she only married him for his Lannister gold, which made her no different from a whore. Jaime says their father said it was a sharp lesson he would learn from and even thank him later. Tyrion gets choked up and he reminds Jaime that their father had all of their guards rape her.
Damn.
Jaime insists that he did not know that was going to happen. Tyrion backhands Jaime and puts everything into it, his strength, rage, and pain. Jaime was squatting, so the blow knocks him right over.
Damn.
Jaime says that he earned that, but Tyrion says that he's earned more and swears it on his name as a Lannister, as a Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa.
And then he walks away, bumping into the jail door in the darkness. He can't see shit. Jaime unlocks the door, but Tyrion does not follow. He doesn't want to go anywhere with Jaime, and insists that Jaime give him the keys. Tyrion asks if he can fight with his left hand, and Jaime admits, probably less well than he can, with his right. Tyrion is pleased and says that they will be well matched the next time they meet then. Jaime gives him the keys and says Tyrion owes him the truth now. Did he kill Joffrey? The question hurts Tyrion, and in his pain and anger, he tells Jaime who Cersei had been fucking behind his back, and that he did, in fact, kill Joffrey.
Huh?
Jaime doesn't say anything and just walks away.
What
That's
on earth just happened?
Yup, he tells Jaime he killed Joff. I know he didn't from the books, but so this is like a new turn of events to have Jaime believe that Tyrion did kill Joffrey, as opposed to the show.
Oh. Jaime didn't believe him in the show, or this just didn't happen?
I think in the show he asks Tyrion, and Tyrion tells him no, begs him to believe him that he didn't do it. And he believes Tyrion.
Okay, in the show, does Jaime reveal this secret he's been holding on to at this time?
No, Tysha is a whore and always a whore in the show.
Okay, so that would be why then Tyrion says he did not kill Joffrey, because that's the truth. I think the only reason he's saying that right now is because he wants to hurt Jaime.
Yeah.
By saying, yes, I'm the one who killed your bastard son.
And by the way, the love of your life is sleeping with all of these people.
Yeah. And, like, you've been a fool for thinking you're the only one for her or whatever. Or
Yeah.
that you're meant to be together.
Or to think that she is in love with you the way that he's in love with her.
Yeah. So, can we break down what exactly happened with Tysha then?
Apparently, this crofter's daughter was being chased by some men trying to gang rape her when she ran in front of Tyrion and Jaime, who were going for a ride. And Jaime fought them off while Tyrion, like, I think, soothed her and brought her to an inn, and they bonded there. And he lost his virginity to her and ended up falling in love, and he married her. And then when Lord Tywin found out, he like annulled their marriage and had Tysha raped by their entire household guard and gave her silver for each guard who raped her, I believe.
Good lord.
Exactly. Good lord. That's a terrible fate. She most likely carried a bastard if she was alive after that.
So, Tywin had told Jaime to tell Tyrion that she was a whore to teach Tyrion a lesson about who he marries or affiliates with. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
But the truth is, she was not a whore. She was just some
lowborn girl.
Yeah, but we know that she married him for his money, or is that just Jaime's perception?
I think that is what Tywin and Jaime believed. Like,
Okay.
why else would she marry Tyrion?
Right.
Is what they're saying.
So for all we know, it is still possible that they're wrong.
Yeah.
And she did marry Tyrion for love.
He might have shown her, she might have liked his kindness or whatever at the time.
Yeah. We still don't know, but now we know she was not a whore. So that's very interesting, and all of my predictions were very wrong.
Okie doke. Tyrion continues in the dark, and he finds Varys waiting for him. Tyrion's pissed about Varys abandoning him during the trials, and asks why he shouldn't kill him there and now. Varys warns that he will not be able to find his way from the tunnels without him. Tyrion asks where Sansa is, but Varys doesn't know. She was spotted with Ser Dontos the night she disappeared, but there's no trace of either of them. So Varys leads Tyrion deeper into the tunnels, and he explains that Maegor the Cruel had 4 levels of dungeons built under the castle. The first level has large cells with narrow windows, where common criminals are held. The second has smaller cells with no windows, where highborn captives are held. The third level are the black cells, where Tyrion and Eddard Stark were kept. And the fourth level are cells built for torment, where a man never sees the sun again, nor hears a human voice, nor breathes a breath free of agonizing pain.
Jesus.
I
want to see this place.
Same. So they reach the 4th level, and Varys distinguishes his torch and tells Tyrion...
He does what?
Distinguishes.
No. Extinguishes.
No. Shit! Extinguishes.
There you go.
He blows it out. And he tells Tyrion to hold on to him, as it'll be better that Tyrion did not see what was in the dungeon. Boo! Boo, Varys, I want to see what's in there. Hopefully we'll see it in another book.
What could it be that's so horrific? Like, just some old torture machines that are, like, empty or have some bones on them, right? Like, that's not that freaky.
Right? What the frick?
Like, Tyrion frickin' watched the Viper's face get smashed in. Like, nothing's gonna be worse than that.
What is in there? God damn. Maybe it's kids. Dead kids.
Oh. Okay,
babies.
That's pretty fucked. What the fuck? Who would do that to a kid?
Have you met these people?
They're gonna torture a child.
Maybe they tortured children to get at the parents.
Holy, that's
Who
fucked.
knows? So I'm just trying to come up with fuck
Ooh, I
things.
don't like that, Jessica.
I am sorry, but I want to know why Tyrion can't see. What's too disturbing for him?
I'm disturbed.
Anyway, so they continue through the darkness until they see a light in the distance. They approach and it's a doorway. Varys unlocks it and they enter a small round room with 5 barred doors around and an opening in the ceiling with a ladder. Something about the room seems familiar, and he realizes that Shay had told him about it when they were and that they are under the Tower of the Hand. So that's how she used to sneak in and out of his chambers.
Right.
Varys pulls open a frozen door and says that it'll lead them to the river, but Tyrion wants to go up to his father's chambers instead.
What?
Tyrion demands directions up to the Tower of the Hand, and he orders Varys to wait for him while he climbs up to the tower from the ladder. At the top, he is in a small tunnel that seems to be behind the walls in the tower, like, behind the walls.
Yeah.
And he can hear guards talking from the other side. So he has a little thought of oh, is this how Varys gets his whispers?
I think so. Nowhere is private, apparently.
Nuh-uh.
There's literally, little children creeping through the walls listening to you.
Oh, fuck.
Ew.
That is creepy.
Yep.
He finds a small door and he opens it. It leads to the hearth in the bedchamber and he steps in. A woman calls out, "My lord," and all he fears, but all he feels is cold.
Oh,
Why can't I talk?
Okay.
What is
Pause
going
for a second. We need to do the. Ooh, what's one of those exercises? We need what's a good tongue twister?
on? One with R's. I always fuck up with R.
A big bug bit the little beetle, but the little beetle bit the big bug back.
A big bug bit the little beetle, but the little beetle bit the big bug back.
A big bug bit the little beetle, but the little beetle bit the big bug back.
Oh, this is one that Daddy to Salem. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Yeah,
A
classic.
peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. Jesus Christ.
Betty
Near
bought butter, but the butter was bitter, so Betty bought better butter to make the bitter butter better.
What if a dog chews shoes? Whose shoes does he choose?
Oh. I always liked the woodchuck one.
Woodchuck.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
He would as much as he could, and chuck as much wood.
As a woodchuck would, if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Okay.
Okay.
Are you feeling a little more loosey-goosey in the mouth region?
Hopefully, I don't fuck up. Alright. Okay. A woman calls out, "My lord," but all he feels is cold when he recognizes her voice.
Oh no!
Tyrion pulls the drapes from the bed, revealing Shay! Naked except for a golden chain of linked hands. It's his father's chain.
So she's naked in Tywin's bed and wearing his necklace.
Uh-huh. She pulls the blanket to cover herself and she starts to cry. She begs him to believe her, that the queen forced her to say those things about him. She tells him that she's terrified of his father and asks if he's there to rescue her and if she would take her with him. Instead, Tyrion asks if she even liked his touch. She says more than anything and calls him her giant of Lannister. That triggers him. And he grabs the necklace around her neck and he chokes her to death.
Damn, Tyrion? Just fucking what?
Damn. Coulda saved her. Coulda taken her with ya. I think he was more insulted.
Do you believe her?
Who knows? She was a high price. She's a pricey as hell whore. But I believe that she is frightened of Tywin. Because once he gets bored of her, do you think he's just gonna cut her loose?
Yeah,
hard to say. I think she can tell this is a dangerous man, unlike Tyrion, who was a safe noble. Safe, High Lord.
Oh, how the turntables.
Hmm.
Damn. He was like in love with her.
Yeah,
I remember this scene in
he
the show
straight up
too.
was. And the show was pretty different because she grabbed the knife and attacked him.
Hmm.
And so it was like self-defense, but here it's just pure like revenge and rage.
See, they all. I don't know if I like that. They had to give him a justification to
I
do
think I
it.
saw like a YouTube video that said like they good washed him. They good
Yeah.
washed Tyrion. That he was a very flawed character in the books, but in the show they made him more of a good guy. Like did more to make him a good guy.
Mm-hmm. That I think is 100% accurate. It makes sense from like a digestible angle. Like they want their viewers to like him, and they don't want them to be too torn, I think,
Mhm.
on how to feel about him.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
they felt like maybe they had to establish more of like a good side versus bad side, whereas in reality and in the book, everyone's a little bit of both.
yeah, everyone they're all people. Everyone's good, everyone's bad.
Like, yeah, people are supposed to fuck up. They're supposed to fuck up big. And then, I mean, it's part of your story how you deal with that, how you make amends, if you make amends. So, yeah, I mean, I understand why they did it in the show, but I don't know if I would have done it that way.
Let's keep the evils in the show. The worst that everyone has to offer.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like that part of these characters
Mhm.
that they're real, and I mean murdering your whore doesn't feel real nowadays, but in the context, it feels like something he would do. He's enraged.
Yeah.
He was just told his first wife was not a whore and he's been lied to his whole life.
Yep.
He just had to basically spit in his brother's face, his brother who he's been waiting for ages to come see him and only comes to see him now, and
Who he idolizes
who he
and
idolized,
loves beyond anyone.
the only person in his family who gives a shit about him, just shat all over his face, and now Tyrion's like, so I just lost that too.
Mm-hmm.
And now he comes here and he finds the woman he loves in bed with his dad, who has
guy.
tortured him his whole life basically
Yeah,
for being a dwarf. So
for sure.
I mean, it's not right, but it makes sense to me that he would take out that anger on her in that moment.
Yeah, completely lose his shit.
Yeah. And it's not okay.
No, it's not a excuse.
It's
a
not
reason.
justified.
Not excuse.
Yeah, but it makes sense for him that
Yeah.
this is his breaking point. He's breaking now. And I feel like that could have been a pretty powerful moment in the show. Not that it wasn't. Like, it was a big turning point for him in the show, I think, too.
It was.
But this feels like a whole other level because he did not have that self-defense excuse, you know. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that.
Sure. Okie dokie. After Shay is dead, he pockets his father's dagger and he takes the crossbow hanging on the wall and loads it. He finds his father in the privy. Tyrion bows mockingly. Lord Tywin asks him who released him and guesses that it was the eunuch. Tywin orders Tyrion to put down the crossbow. Did I mention that he aimed the crossbow at him after he bowed? Because he sure did.
Sure did.
Tyrion asks, what'll he do if he doesn't? Punish him?
What you gonna do,
Tywin-
Dad? What you gonna do? Huh?
What haven't you already done?
Oh, shit. That's too real.
Tywin says that this is stupid. He's not going to be put to death. He was going to get sent to the wall. He tells him to put the crossbow down, and they'll head back to his chambers to chat. Tyrion says that they can talk right here, and he does not want to go to the wall. It is too cold. But he is there because he has a question for him. Tyrion asks, what did Tywin do with Tysha? Tywin's like, who? Pisses off Tyrion.
Wrong answer, bitch.
Tyrion reminds him of his first wife. And Tywin's like, oh yeah, your first whore. So Tyrion takes aim. Oh, now he takes aim. Sorry. And he warns his father that the next time he calls her a whore, he will shoot him. Tywin tells him that he does not have the courage. And Tyrion's like, we'll see.
You tested me, bruv?
You want to test me?
I'm on the fucking edge.
So he asks again, what did he do with Tysha? Tywin doesn't remember. Tyrion encourages him to try. He asks if Tywin had her killed. And Tywin's like, no. She's learned her lesson and had been sent on her way. Tyrion asks where. And Tywin's like, wherever whores go.
Oof.
Tyrion shoots him. The bolt slams right above his groin. Tywin is shocked. He gasps out that Tyrion is no son of his. But Tyrion tells him that he is wrong. He is his son. And tells him to hurry up and die because he has a ship to catch. Tywin listens for once, with a sudden stench, as his bowels loosen. Tyrion leaves, thinking that Lord Tywin does not in fact shit gold.
Whoa.
Heck yeah! Murdered. The biggest, baddest guy in Westeros.
Damn. Tyrion.
He's leaving behind carnage here.
Yeah. He's just like sweeping through this place like a tornado, just killing everyone. Holy. I mean, part of me is like, this is so awesome, like, fuck yeah. But the other half of me is like, ooh, he's lost it.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about Jaime. He thinks that he just set his murderous brother free, only to have him murder their father once he does.
Oh, damn.
He is the murderer. He is the monster Cersei says he is.
Ooh, but to be fair, I mean, Jaime's not exactly on good terms with his father right now. I think he's still, like,
true,
cares about him and whatever, but...
They weren't, like, talking.
Yeah. Yeah, so Tyrion did that.
Sure did.
And that's his last chapter in the book, so we're left with, like
carnage.
Carnage and, like...
What the fuck's gonna happen to King's Landing now?
What the fuck's gonna happen to King's Landing? They've lost their, like, general. The hand of the king.
The most intimidating guy in all of Westeros.
He was basically... It's okay, not basically. He was running the show.
He was. Now without him, chaos.
So,
and also,
there's that. And, like, Tyrion? What? He's just gonna go hop on a ship with Varys now? Like, where the fuck is he going? Like, I know where he goes in the show, but I don't...
To the Free Cities.
I don't,
That's
like,
all we know.
Yeah, I don't trust anything anymore. Like, I guess the basic story beats are the same, but there's so many differences that just make it feel so different from the show.
Books are special.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be, like, a total shit show when we start the next book.
Yeah, oh my god, I can't wait.
Let's see what's been going on.
I've been hearing, well, not hearing, but seeing a lot of criticism, actually, of the series online recently, because, I mean, I think people are just getting frustrated about Winds of Winter not coming out.
Yeah.
So a lot of the criticism I'm seeing is that, like, George took on more than he could handle with the scope of this series.
And grew out of his control. It's too big now.
Yeah, I think that's essentially the idea, that he can't really control all the threads anymore, and he's kind of, like, lost the direction. I guess he's, like, spoken a bit about his writing of Winds of Winter and what a struggle it's been, and I mean, I think people are getting this info of him struggling with the story from somewhere, so I think he's spoken about it a little bit.
I think he has. for sure.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep.
Um,
That's why I've given up on the spring one, the next one. Probably never gonna see that one.
yeah, I don't know if
The
we're ever gonna see
Promise of
Winds either.
Spring.
Yeah, something like that. It's kind of sad. Like, some people will defend him and be like, just because he's struggling with it now doesn't take away from the majesty of his writing in the previous ones or whatever. But other people are like, no, like, if you take on more than you can chew, it's like you didn't know what you were doing, and that doesn't mean the writing is good if you can't complete the story or whatever. This is obviously like very paraphrased and kind of like simplified versions of their arguments, but it's basically what I'm seeing lately.
I think people are just really passionate after D&D just botched the show. People are like demanding a proper ending. And George is just an old man.
I
He
think
wants to do what he likes because he's old.
I think he wants to write it, but I think yeah,
I don't think he's enjoying it anymore.
yeah, I think you're right. He's got all of these threads that he can no longer control and doesn't necessarily know where they're going. Plus the pressure on top of everything. Like,
Pressure.
I think the show kind of exacerbated that, especially when it ended badly, because now people are like, this better end fucking amazing in the books, or I'm gonna be fucking pissed. And like, that pressure gets to you. So
Yeah.
he's feeling that. He's struggling with it. He was probably already struggling with it. We know he was because he had promised it a long time ago and it didn't happen. Like, long before the show ended, right?
Yeah, he's been writing it for 10 years now. He's crazy.
That is crazy. That's fucking insane. I feel for him.
I do. He's supposed to be living out his golden years now. Instead, he's stressed out because his biggest series is
It's out of
not writing
control.
itself.
I've obviously never been in his position, and I have no authority to give him any sort of advice. But if I were to give him advice, it would be like to remove himself from the internet, stop listening to people, take time with his characters, and commit. I mean, just
You freaking sit down and you write, bro.
no, I imagine he has a ton written, but he doesn't, like, none of it feels right.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to go with what feels the best, because at this point I think he's too much in his head that he's not going to come up with a better version. No matter how long he sits on it, nothing else is going to come out that's going to be the right version. He needs to pick one direction.
Mind if he like continues, like if like the show did his ideas, but like please write it out in a way that it's understandable rather than like the freaking nonsense that we were given in the show.
Yeah, that might actually be a good way to go about it for him, is to kind of like pick the end destination and guide your characters towards that, instead of kind of letting them be free and do whatever they want. Yeah, maybe he needs to pick that end destination, and sure, whatever, maybe it's fucking Bran being king. Whatever, as long as it makes sense when it gets there.
Right. I want to hear more of Bran's chapter and like what the heck's going in there.
Yeah, so
Or three-eyed crow.
maybe that would be a way to kind of do it.
My advice for George.R.R. Mountain.
George.R.R. Mountain? Get a ghostwriter.
And then he can just read over what they wrote. So he's not writing all the time. If he is so sick of it.
I think, I don't know. I don't want to date a ghostwriter. I'll just, damn, that's like giving up, if you ask me. At that point, just don't write it.
Better than nothing, I think. I would rather that than the nonsense we were given with this show.
But then it might end up like more nonsense.
But if you have like George right there telling you each character what's going on with them. Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. It wouldn't be the same.
Probably.
But it's a difficult situation, and I'm not gonna like sit here and act like I could do what he does. So,
No
like,
way.
hell no, no way. I would be a fucking mess. I would be having existential crises every night on the floor if I was him. So,
Nightmares.
yeah,
Non-stop.
the fact that he can even work on anything at this point, I think, is impressive. And we all need to give him a fucking break. This is why he's not accomplishing anything, because we're all fucking harassing him. So leave him alone. Stop talking about it.
Delete your social medias, George.
Yeah. Honestly. Maybe he needs to step away from it for a while. That could also maybe be the answer. So he needs to step away from it for a long time and not think about it at all. And then go back to it in like 2 years. He doesn't have a ton of time left, we think, but I mean, I'm spitballing here. What I'm trying to say is we're not helping.
No, we're not.
By harassing him and complaining about Winds of Winter and criticizing him for everything he's ever done. So,
damn.
That's my impassioned speech.
Amazing.
Hey everyone, just a quick aside. We just became affiliates of Buzzsprout, which is the hosting platform we use for our podcast. If you are interested in creating your own podcast, please consider using Buzzsprout. It made it easy to get our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and dozens of other streaming platforms. They also provide you with a podcast website, detailed analytics to see how your episodes are performing, and tons of guides on how to improve your listenability. And if you follow our link in the episode description, you will get a $20 Amazon gift card when you sign up for a paid plan, and it helps support our show. Thank you. Back to the episode.
You ready for some Sam?
Hang on. Chapter 77 was Tyrion, but I also wrote Chapter 77 as Sam.
Ooh,
So,
chapter 77.
That makes no sense. This is going to be Chapter 78. Sam. Samwell.
Sam, Maester Aemon, and the officers are meeting with King Stannis in Melisandre. The king looks pretty pissed off. Sam is very uncomfortable. He doesn't think he belongs there.
That is a pretty odd group. Like, all of them, and then Sam.
Yup, and then, like, this assistant. Janos Slynt starts ass-kissing about what a strong and true King Stannis is. Congratulates him before Stannis interrupts him, as he does not like Janos' lips against his behind. Stannis says that he is displeased that they haven't chosen a Lord Commander. He has captives to dispose of and a war to fight, and he needs the input of a Lord Commander. Now! Janos starts kissing ass again, while suggesting perhaps the king should choose, and tries to subtly suggest himself.
What the fuck? Bruh.
The other men...
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out. The other men are outraged by Janos' suggestion. Maester Aemon tells the king that the Night's Watch has been choosing its own commander since Bran the Builder, a tradition held 1,000 years. Stannis says that he does not want to choose, and he tells Janos that if he wants him to choose him, have the courage to say so.
Yeah, pussy!
Janos smiles and starts to sweat. Bowen says that Janos would be a good leader since he led the Gold Cloaks. Stannis gives Janos a cold look and calls him out for corruption while in King's Landing. He tells them about how Janos would take bribes to the point where he's sure that half the officers of King's Landing were paying him a part of their wages. Janos protests, saying that they're all lies and no man has ever come forward, to which Stannis reminds him how there are 2 men prepared to come forward until they were randomly killed on their rounds. Stannis tells Janos not to lie to him. He saw the proof Jon Arryn showed the small council, and implies that if he were king at the time, Janos would have been put to death.
Wait, who were these random murderies?
He's talking about the small council back when Jon was Hand of the King and King Robert was the king.
But what does this have to do with Janos?
Because Janos was the commander of the Gold Cloaks, of the city guard of King's Landing, and he was very corrupt, which is why Stannis does not like or trust Janos.
Okay. I still don't get what that has to do with the small council. Just because they were there at the same time? Like, what?
Because Jon brought proof that Janos was corrupt and taken bribes to the small council in an attempt to have him imprisoned? No. Charged?
Okay.
In troubles.
In troubles.
My big words are leaving my brains.
Why say many word when one word do trick? When few word do trick. That's okay. Hold up. So Janos was caught by Jon and Jon was trying to get him removed?
Yeah, he was trying to get him punished
for
his crime.
I didn't.
But everyone was like, whatever. He's loyal.
Yeah.
And he got away.
If you're corrupt, that means you're loyal.
Like, he did his job, and that's all they wanted. They don't give a fuck if he takes money from the other guys.
What? That makes no fucking sense. How? That's not loyal.
That's what Stannis thinks.
What the fuck? Wait, if he's taking money from, like, the enemy, maybe, he could betray you.
The other officers, the other guards. Man, no one else cared except for Stannis and Jon.
Bless you, Johnny.
They're the only ones with any morals in King's Landing, apparently.
Yeah. Okay, well, can we kill this guy already?
Like, hurry it up.
Just hang him.
Maester Aemon tells Stannis that a man's past crimes are wiped clean when he becomes a brother of the Night's Watch.
Oh.
Stannis understands that and says that if Janos is elected, then he would grit his teeth and work with him. He doesn't care who is chosen, just that they frickin' choose, as there's a war to be won.
What does that have to do with them? They don't have anything to do with the war. Oh, does he mean the war north?
You know what the war means.
The war north of the wall. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Sir Denys is confused and asks if he means the wildlings. Stannis tells him that he knows what he is referring to.
Oh. Okay.
Sir Denys apparently does not know what he is referring to and tells him that they cannot help him fight for the throne. Bruh. Stannis says he's not asking for that, goddammit. He wants them to defend the wall. But he requires a few things from them. Their castles and the gift.
Huh?
Which is that bit of land that they have.
Mm-hmm.
The officers are appalled and try to reason with Stannis. But Stannis basically tells them that he can easily take the castles from them, but is choosing to work with them. He further explains that the castles will still belong to them, but he plans to rebuild the castles and fill them with his own troops to help defend the wall within the year. Stannis, though, won't explain why he wants the gift. Melisandre explains to the men that the war they are fighting is for life itself, and the Lord's chosen hero, Azor Ahai, is King Stannis. She tells of his prophecy and of his Sword of Heroes, Lightbringer. Sam notices that Stannis is uncomfortable with her praises and tales.
Mm-hmm.
Stannis dismisses the officers, but asks Maester Aemon and Sam to stay. When the officers are gone, Stannis tells Sam that he knows that he killed one of the others. Stannis knows Sam's father, but says Sam isn't what he expected from a son of Randyll Tarly. He says that he knows it was an obsidian dagger that Sam used, and tells him that Dragonstone is sitting on an obsidian mine, and he has set word to begin mining it.
Ooh.
Different from the show!
Wait, what happened in the show?
In this show, it's Sam who discovers that Dragonstone is sitting on a mine, and that is why Jon is sent to Dragonstone to treat with Dany, to basically tell her, hey, we need a mine under your castle, please.
How does Sam know about the dragon glass?
He write about it in a book.
Oh, of course.
How else does he know?
Classic Sam. Lovely. Okay, so
I like that Stannis is taking initiative. Like, he's hard pressed to fight the others.
you know what? Maybe this is weird, but I'm kind of on board.
Me too. I'm into this.
I am on board with Stannis.
I trust Stannis.
I'm like, yeah, he could be king.
You're doing good.
He could do it, man.
Yeah, like, I don't like the way you're getting there. The black magic you're using, but you're doing good.
I mean, I don't care. You can use black magic, whatever. Just like
You're like, fuck that, as long as we keep the people alive.
just don't murder, children.
Fair enough.
I'm on board for now. We'll say that much.
Stannis says that he would like Sam to show him the tunnel through the Black Gate, as he plans to make the Night Fort his seat during the war. Before they are dismissed, Maester Aemon asks to see Lightbringer through Sam's eyes. Stannis complies and pulls it out. Sam explains to the Maester that it glows like sunlight, and the steel is glimmering and flashing in reds, yellows, and oranges. They thank Stannis and leave. Out in the yard, Maester Aemon says that he did not feel heat coming from the sword, and asks if the scabbard had any burn marks. Sam says it did not. Inside the Maester's chambers, Sam asks if there is something that they can do to prevent Lord Janos from being elected. Maester Aemon says that as a Maester, he cannot interfere.
Mm-hmm.
Sam asks if he can do something. And Maester Aemon's like, can ya?
I like that.
Sam takes the hint. He leaves while telling himself, I can do this. Gilly makes me braver.
Aww.
Do this. Yeah. Isn't it adorable?
Yeah.
Sam approaches Cotter Pike, and he launches into his plea to vote for Sir Denys. Cotter Pike refuses, saying that he would never step down for a man like Sir Denys.
Wait, he's telling him to vote for Sir Denys.
Yeah, he wants Cotter Pike to step down and, like,
support,
advocate for Sir Denys, because they both have the highest votes.
Okay.
So if all of Cotter Pike's supporters went towards Sir Denys, they'd win.
Got it.
Yeah. So Cotter Pike wants a fighter in charge, as Sir Denys is an old man, especially with King Stannis around. He wants someone who can stand up to the king and Melisandre and like won't be intimidated by them. Sam asks if there's anyone else he could support, but he basically says no, because all the other contenders are like lame, according to Cotter.
Mm-hmm.
So Sam leaves defeated, but he heads to Sir Denys. Sam gives Sir Denys his plea, and he listens politely, but refuses, saying that he's more suitable for the office. Sir Denys says that they both are sons of great lords, and they both know the importance of early training, including the courtesy to treat with kings and other nobles, which Cotter Pike, as an Ironborn, lacks. Sam asks if there was a chance that he would vote for someone else. Would he? If that person was more suitable? And so Sir Denys asks who. Sam explains there is another.
I know a little some.
Someone who Lord Commander Mormont, Donald Noy, and Corrin Halfhand trusted.
Someone who's the son of a high lord?
Someone castle born and castle raised. His father was a lord and his brother a king.
Ooh.
Sir Denys ponders, says perhaps, but points out his youth and inexperience. Sam reminds himself that Jon says that there could be honor in a lie before telling Sir Denys that King Stannis had told Maester Aemon that if they do not elect tonight, Stannis plans on electing Cotter Pike. The fuck? Sir Denys stands and says he will think on it. Sam, shaking, heads back to Cotter Pike.
But also, couldn't he have just said, like, Jon ran the wall when no one else was there?
They knew that.
So why is that not part of the argument?
I think basically because youth and experience.
But that's not it. He has experience, and if he did that good with no experience, imagine what he could do now that he has that experience.
True that. It's a generational thing, you know. It was like, goddamn millennials. Sam proposes his idea to elect Lord Mormont Squire, and Cotter likes the idea, thinking it's a good insult to Sir Denny. Sam tells Cotter that King Stannis had told Maester Aemon earlier that if they do not choose tonight, Stannis means to elect Sir Denny.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
The lies.
That is that chapter. Next chapter is Jon.
Oh.
You know where we're going, yeah.
How does this go down in the show?
In the show, during the voting, Maester Aemon's like, okay, everyone, please, if you want to be Lord Commander, please say your piece. And, like, Sir Alistair, in the show, it's Sir Alistair who's running, not Janos. Janos is a dumb fuck in the show. The people who want to run say their piece, but why they should be voted in. And, no one likes who stands up, and then Sam's like, how about Jon Snow? And then he, like, gives his speech about how amazing Jon is. And everyone's, like, cheering.
So he doesn't sneak around and manipulate people.
No, and it doesn't take days like it does in the books.
Oh, that's
it happens overnight. Yeah.
I like Sam sneaking around manipulating the different guys. This is dope.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's way cooler. Like, working behind the scene.
Yeah, it's like pulling all the strings. He's becoming the new Peter Baelish. Peter Baelish of the North. Like, hell yeah, Sam. Peter Baelish if he was good.
Yeah, good guy Peter Baelish, but it's Sam.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for this episode, as we are over time.
Oh, shit.
Next time...
It's like a little rant.
Yeah, the long George R.R. Martin rant. Next time, we've got Jon, so we're going to be learning who becomes Lord Commander. Will it be Jon? Or is there going to be an upset? Ooh. I guess Jon would be the upset, but you know what I mean. And then we've got Sansa. And let me tell you, this Sansa chapter is bananas.
Shit.
It's the most bumpin' Sansa chapter I have ever read.
Whoa.
It's insane. I was I was sitting on the couch gasping every, 2 minutes. Like, Jake can attest to this. He was sitting next to me just browsing his phone, and I'm sitting there going, on my last gasp, he turned to me and he's like, you gotta stop that. But, yeah, this Sansa chapter is crazy, and you are not gonna want to miss it, so...
Oh, shit.
If you want more of the podcast, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at TIGBAB Podcast or follow us individually. My handle is Crimby and Jess's is just.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search TIGBAB Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better and we will show up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Bahrami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle, which you heard at the start of the episode, and he makes some really cool music. That's Bahram. You can also find him on Spotify as Bahrambient. That's Bahrambient. And please check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/teaisgoodbooksarebetter. We have a few different tea-themed tiers with fun rewards, including outtakes, BTS stuff, and mini episodes in which we force our brother to watch Game of Thrones, which he absolutely hates. So it makes for some fun discussions/arguments. Finally, if you would be willing to share the podcast with your family and your friends, it would be a huge help to us to grow the podcast. Thank you so much. See you next time for Jon and Sansa, and thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye!
Goodbye.
Can you be a little more enthusiastic?
Hey, I sung it last time. I don't know why you didn't like it. Bye!
Shut up.